Greenland, an island that the President of the United States desperately wants to conquer every 3 to 6 weeks or so. And why does he want to do that? It's because a businessman has told him that it's covered in precious minerals. And those precious minerals are underneath melting icebergs. But guess who melted this iceberg of information this week? That's right, it's Mrs. Pearlmania. She started doing research on Estée Lauder, and before she knew it, she was stuck underneath Ukrainian mineral rights and the Epstein files and so many more things on this week's
Too Many Tabs. Remember to smile.
Welcome to Too Many Tabs, a podcast where a husband and wife duo sit next to each other at a table and you get jealous about our relationship. That's fine, because we're not here to tell you about our relationship. We're here to tell you about so many fun things. Mainly the fact that I'm going to be doing a show in Pottstown, Pennsylvania.
I'm sorry, where?
I'm going to be in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. It's going to be a great time. It's at Soul Joe's.
Ooh.
And you know what else I'm going to be doing there?
What?
I'm not only just going to be doing stand-up, I'm also going to be doing a very special class explaining to people how they can do better at social media. We'll put all of these links down in the description below. I have more things coming up. We got a lot of different big things planned for this year, but I just want to let you guys know about that. And as always, you can follow us at our Patreon. So with that being said, Mrs. P, now that I've gotten what I want to get off my chest,
Yeah.
what have you been obsessing about this week that you want to explain to me and the people?
Okay, so here's what happened. We got a suggestion from a Patreon that I should do an episode about Estee Lauder. And I immediately said, Estee Lauder, love her. Would love to do some research about Estee Lauder.
Yeah.
Oh my God, an icon. And then what happened was this episode is really not even about Estee Lauder anymore. It's about her dumb son,
Oh, really? What's her son's name?
Ronald.
Ronald?
Ronald.
Ron?
Oh. So, okay, that the nutso proposal to buy Greenland, that was Ronald Lauder's idea.
So every 3 to 6 weeks, the President of the United States marches forward and yells, "We need a Greenland. Folks, we need Greenland," is all because Ronald Lauder of Estée Lauder
is bestie friends with Trump. They've been friends for like 60 years.
Oh my God, no.
Yes, and it was because Ronald Lauder went to Trump and was like, you know what would be a really good idea? What if we, as America, got our hands on Greenland? We could even trade Puerto Rico if we wanted to.
That's right. Everyone forgets that was an offer that happened during the first term.
Yeah.
Like everybody forgets Donald Trump's history of hating Puerto Rico. Number one, he hates Puerto Rico. And there's a lot there on how he treats that. But he offered to just straight up do a trade. He's like, we'll give you Puerto Rico, you give me Greenland. And because the Danes own it.
Yeah,
Denmark
Danish
owns Greenland. And they're going to argue about whether or not that they should have that as, autonomous zone or all those different things. But he legit went to him, and the people in Denmark are like, what would we do?
No.
What's famous, actually what's crazy, is the Danes, there is precedent for a president to buy an island from Denmark.
What do you mean?
Denmark has sold the United States an island before.
What island?
They sold the United States the Virgin Islands, which includes specifically Little St. James Island.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's right. Denmark owned Epstein's island before Epstein did. Greenland's just a giant Epstein island, everybody.
Okay, no, that's not true. Now, Trump did decide that, no, we're not going to try to buy it anymore. He just got really into the idea of imperialism. And he's like, no, America's just going to take it.
Yeah, and then the Europeans threatened to dump the entire bond market and crash the world economy. And he went,
He's like, maybe I'll back out.
Actually, it turns out that we already have bases there. So if anything, it's like we already own Greenland.
Well, the thing is that maybe, I'm not saying for sure, that Ron Lauder's suggestions may have had something to do with his personal business interests.
Shut up. You're telling me, Mrs. P, you are telling me that a rich person is trying to use U.S. global foreign policy to have an effect that he is less about caring about the rest of the world or even America, but is actually about lining his own pockets and getting control over more power?
Well, maybe Ron Lauder has acquired some commercial holdings there in Greenland, and maybe he also has sought out access to Ukrainian minerals as well.
Ukrainian minerals?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
He's made some suggestions. Listen, when Trump became president in 2016,
Okay.
Ronald Lauder donated $100,000 to the Trump Victory Fundraising Committee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a famous area actually of corruption.
Okay.
So there's a couple different like PACs and committees that you can have.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people know about super PACs,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of people know about like campaign funds. So when everybody's looking at APAC, one of the big things that APAC does is they give money to help you get elected.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing. So that way you can hire staff, you can hire phone bankers, and you can hire marketers, you can hire door knockers and campaign team, and you can buy TV ads, all that different stuff. That's what these super PACs are like giving money to, and then also like building on the side. The Victory Fund is
Okay.
the inauguration committee.
Yeah.
That's the big party.
Yeah.
And the rules around that are real loose.
Real loosey-goose.
Real loose. So let's say that let's say you're president of the United States and you also happen to own, I don't know, a really nice venue in Washington, D.C., and you just got elected and you're gonna throw a big ball gala and you're like, hey guys, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it at my place, so it'll be great. So I know everything will be really good. It's gonna be at my place. And per chair, rental per chair, it's $5,000 per chair.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is exactly what happened, but you could imagine it. $5,000 per chair to rent the chairs for us to have them in the building.
And
And oh
it's
my
fun
God.
because that person potentially could own a company called Rental Chairs LLC that they own.
Oh my
so
God.
that they charge themselves an exorbitant price, so that they're charging themselves $5,000.
And I heard the Secret Service needs rooms, but the Secret Service, those rooms aren't cheap. Even though I own them myself, they got to rent them for me, and that's going to be a pretty penny. And also get an NFT. But yeah, this entire, and this is also, this same idea that's happening is what is exactly happening with the ballroom.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, forever.
Except it's also supposed to, that was supposed to be our land.
Yeah.
And by our, I mean the American people's. That's the
Yeah.
people's house that he tore down.
Come on.
So
Trump's so Ron Lauder.
Yeah.
During an interview, this is some quotes about the Greenland issue.
Okay, this is Ron Lauder talking about Greenland. Go.
Yeah, he said, Trump's Greenland concept was never absurd. It was strategic. He wrote in the New York Post, quote, beneath its ice and rock lies a treasure trove of rare earth minerals essential for AI, advanced weaponry, and modern technology. As ice recedes, new maritime routes are emerging, reshaping global trade and security.
It's crazy. It's crazy to say as ice recedes, as ice is like moving into more and more of our neighborhoods. Number one, but that's not the ice he's talking about.
That's not the ice he's talking about.
He is talking about glaciers.
Yeah.
He is talking about
Melting.
melting ice.
Yeah.
And ice caps. And it's wild to me that the Republicans, specifically behind Donald, I don't believe in global warming or climate change, Trump.
Yeah.
Specifically, Donald, oh my God, what happens when the wind doesn't blow? The windmills won't work for power. Oh my God, on a cloudy day, we don't have solar, Trump.
Yeah.
That man is pro invading Greenland and conquering it.
Yeah.
And a big part of it actually has to do with shipping lanes.
Yeah.
It's a thing called the Northwest Passage.
Wait, I feel like the Northwest Passage is something we've talked about before.
We've mentioned it before in the
Yeah.
past. The Northwest Passage is an idea that goes all the way back to like the 1500s.
Yeah.
The 1600s. So when European explorers
Yeah.
first discovered the Americas, when they first got over here, before we had Panama Canal,
Yeah.
they were like, there has to be some way through it.
Yeah.
There has to be a spot, because it drove them crazy. Like, what do you mean? When we're going from Europe, we got to go all the way down the bottom of South America and then pop out? Because they were like hoping for a faster
Yeah.
route to India.
Yeah.
They wanted the spices.
I was about to say, isn't it the Indian, what's it, the West Indian Company?
West Indies Company,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think they were the ones that were all about that.
Yeah, so a bunch of them kept looking for they were looking for basically a river.
Yeah.
They thought there should be a river somewhere that you should be able to cut and get a shortcut to get around America to get over to India for the India and China for the spices and everything.
Yeah.
And so they kept looking, and a lot of them thought that they found it like going down into the Great Lakes and stuff like that. So this, like when you look
And
at some,
then you get caught in like Michigan.
yeah, they're like, oh my God, we're almost in India. It's Michigan. It's always Michigan. Anyway, so they were going through this, but now as we've had global warming and climate change, as we've seen ice sheets recede, there's more and more areas are opening up in the Arctic
Yeah.
to areas where the shipping is getting easier and the
Yeah.
trade routes are getting shorter. Also, again, minerals, oil and gas, all these other different things are there.
So do you think that the Republicans are pro-petrol, not just because of the money, but also because it causes greenhouse gases, which melt the glaciers quicker so they can get these trade routes quicker?
I think that they were like, I think they're into that thing. Remember back in like the 90s and early 2000s when people be like, there's like this ancient Chinese character that actually says that like when there's a disaster, it's also an opportunity. That
Yeah.
bullshit.
Uh-huh.
I think they think that. And they're like, okay, well, as long as I don't have to change anything. Oh, and now we can go conquer a whole new people?
Yeah.
That's where the thing is. In reality, what this really comes down to is this is the exact scene from Don't Look Up when they discovered that the comet that was going to crash into Earth
Yeah.
was actually covered in gold and
and
diamonds.
they were like, yeah, and then
and they're like, the jobs.
think of the jobs.
Think of the jobs.
the
This is-
AI technology.
yeah, this is that exact thing. Think of the AI that we could use.
So here's the thing. Then I start looking into what does this guy actually do, Ronald Lauder.
Okay.
Because I know what Estée Lauder did. And I went into this thinking I was going to get to do an episode about Estée Lauder, the woman, the icon.
I'm thinking, whenever you say Estée Lauder, I think of a company.
Okay, she's a woman who started a company and named it after herself.
Oh, Estée Lauder is a person's name?
Yeah, that her middle name was Estée. It was kind of pronounced like Esther. We would pronounce Esther.
Okay.
And as like a branding marketing thing, she added the little thing above the E and started pronouncing it more as Estée instead of Esta, which is how they would have pronounced it.
Oh, it's like when people would say Target.
Yeah.
It's that same idea.
She did that to herself for the brand.
She branded herself.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because I always thought that Estee Lauder was two people, and I assumed to be two old men.
No.
That in like a law firm situation.
Well, fun fact, she had two sons, Leonard and Ronald. And so
Okay.
there was a point where she had both of her sons running the company. So it was two guys running the
But
company.
they were both Louders.
They're both Louders.
There was, okay, Estee Lauder was a person, and
Yeah.
now I'm learning a woman
Yeah.
who was the CEO of her own company.
Yes.
But we're
She
not.
was super cool, and I
But
wanted
we're-
to talk about her, but now I got to talk about Ronald.
But we're now we're going to talk about her shitty son.
Yeah, and what does this Nepo baby do, you ask yourself?
I am asking myself.
Because he's the heir to the Estee Lauder fortune, but he is not the president of the company or the CEO.
Oh.
He has like other companies that he runs.
Oh, so it's just him having the last name Lauder is the problematic part.
Well, that he owns a bunch of stock in it, so
Okay.
he makes profit off of the whole thing.
Well, yeah. I mean,
But-
just like we learned in the BlackRock episode we just did, or when we talk about all this different stuff, when people get rich enough, they just own stuff. And then that stuff just makes more money. Because that's that's what we are. We live in a world where the capital itself generates more than the labor.
Okay, so he has a bunch of companies. No,
Okay.
one company he owns is like a water filtration company that cleans wastewater. It's like they travel around and like build these like wastewater plants. I don't know.
Okay.
He also owns a company called Central European Media Enterprises, which is a media and entertainment company that operates television channels in Bulgaria, Croatia, the Czech Republic, Romania, Moldova, Slovakia, and Slovenia.
Okay, nothing against any of those countries individually, but when you put them together, that doesn't paint a good picture. That doesn't paint a good picture. Did you say Hungary was in there, or you said Bulgaria?
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria was in there.
Yeah, I think he's actually ethnically Hungarian. I remember reading that about Estée.
So he probably had some ties to Viktor Orban, which is not great. And if you need to know anything more about him, maybe we'll do an episode about him in the future. But everything you just listed in there. So he owns Seam,
Yeah.
or maybe Kime,
He also
the Central European Media Enterprise. Is such an evil group.
it's such
That's so evil.
bad evil
That is
name.
no, but also like what you're describing there. I think that's like the Succession.
yeah.
That's like what the guy in Succession is like. He's like, we got to buy more TV networks. We need
Yeah.
more local TV.
Yeah, I want to
Like,
know which one of his daughters is the redhead from Succession.
Oh my God.
Because he does. He has two daughters. Now, both of his daughters are executives within Estee Lauder.
Okay.
But we don't have time to talk about them
This is
because
like-
Ronald.
But I know, but this is like the DuPonts where they like plug and play. Like
Yeah.
sometimes the DuPont falls, or like the Kennedys.
Yeah.
Where sometimes like one falls out with the rest of the clan for whatever reason,
Yeah.
or not. But it just goes in there, does their own thing, and then, buys a ranch in New Mexico.
So one of the other companies he owns is a venture. They call them ventures. You know how they're like, we're doing ventures.
A venture capitalist.
Is exporting, quote, luxury spring water from an island in Baffin Bay, which is in Greenland. And a Danish newspaper reported that Ronald Lauder was among the investors and quoted a Greenlandic businessman involved in the endeavor who said, quote, Lauder and his colleagues in the investor group have a very good understanding of and access to the luxury market.
I don't love the idea of luxury water. I don't think water should be a luxury.
He is in the president's ear trying to get him to steal Greenland so that he can bottle water to sell at luxury prices.
Here's the thing: is
because the ice caps are melting.
Because the ice caps are melting, but also that's literally the plot of Tank Girl.
I was gonna say, we gotta get iced tea in a kangaroo costume.
I know.
Immediately.
We need. Oh my God, this is legit the plot. And let me tell you something about the movie Tank Girl.
Incredible.
Holds
movie.
up.
Yeah.
Holds up. It's crazy actually how much it holds up. If you've never seen the movie Tank Girl, go find the movie Tank Girl. You should.
Lori Petty is incredible in it.
Listen,
Lori Petty.
It's a great movie.
Built my whole personality.
What's wild is they used to play it on Comedy Central. They would play Tank.
This is a comedy, right?
No, I know, but literally they would play Tank Girl on Comedy Central. I remember it'd be like 1998. I would be sitting there, and the movie's set like now, and they're like, "It's the water world.
It's the water wars.
Water wars. It's women the resource wars." And there's just like people like literally.
I like that it came out around the same time as Water World. In one where the whole world's covered in water.
Yeah, but there's too much water.
And then in Tank Girl, no water.
Either way, you're thirsty.
Yep. Oops.
And it's not from looking at 8-pack abs. Blah 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 blah.
So listen, let's take a break, and when we come back, I want to tell you about a few things like Ronald Reagan running for mayor and buying Nazi looted art.
We spend 1/3 of our lives sleeping. Upgrade your nights with a Brooklyn bedding mattress. Brooklyn Bedding makes comfy mattresses for every body and sleep style. Find your perfect match in just 2 minutes using their sleep quiz. Brooklyn Bedding has fixed us deep in our soul. When we lay on our perfectly chosen mattress, we feel our spines align in the correct way. Our chakras get in direct alignment with the stars. Our eyes close into the world of deep REM. Our body wakes up rested. Our hearts full of love and joy. Brooklyn Bedding also offers a 120-night comfort trial. If you don't love your mattress, swap or return it hassle-free. Try it out and see for yourself why Brooklyn Bedding is rated best mattress by CNET. Go to brooklynbedding.com and use our promo code TOOMANY at checkout to get 30% off site-wide. This offer is not available anywhere else. That's brooklynbedding.com, promo code TOOMANY for 30% off site-wide. Support the show and let them know Too Many Tabs sent you. brooklynbedding.com, promo code TOOMANY. Now, Mrs. P, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because I have like a picture of this guy in my head, but I'm just trying to like figure out like ages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When was he born?
Like 1944.
He was born in 1944.
Yeah.
And when did he become friends with Trump?
He became a friend of Trump in 1960s because they went to the same college.
Oh.
They went to University of Pennsylvania.
Oh no, there's a Philly connection?
Yeah.
UPenn is in Philly. It's in West Philadelphia,
Yeah.
born and raised on the playground where I spent most of my
No.
days. But no, wait. Okay, stop.
Yeah.
You're really telling me though that
Yeah.
there is a connection. If Donald Trump
Yeah.
and Ronald Lauder
Yeah.
went to Philadelphia
To go to business school.
to
at
go to
University of
business
Penn.
school, and they met, and they were both like, "Hey, I also am a fucking idiot, and my dad's rich.
Yeah.
What's your dad do? Oh."
Rich
You're
dad.
Rich mom. Rich mom, that's different. Rich mom is very different, but we should become best friends. Have you met Jeff? Anyway, what is, so in the 1960s, they become friends.
Yeah. At school, in college.
Okay.
And then obviously they go their separate ways.
But they're still friendly.
They're
still,
they're business New York guys.
Yeah.
They're in business in New York after that because Estée Lauder's was based in New York.
Yeah.
New York City. And he worked for the Estee Lauder Corporation for like 20 years. Him and his brother, Leonard.
Okay.
Leonard's the older brother. Ronald's the younger brother.
Got it.
Leonard really ran the company.
Ronnie and Lenny.
Lenny really ran the company.
Okay.
He was the big boss till the end. And then Ron really was like, had other aspirations. He did this because it was part of the family thing. Like they was raised in it.
Yeah.
But he really was interested in politics.
Oh.
And because of his very famous mother who had access to world leaders,
Yep.
he was able to really get his footing into politics.
You know, that's what I didn't like this story when we talked about the Mellons. I'm not going to like this story when we talk about the Lauders. I have this feeling, there's just this weird thing where when guys who are super rich just decide that politics is their hobby.
Yeah.
Somehow
Weird hobby.
It's weird because it always kills millions.
Yeah.
Okay.
In 1984, Ron Lauder became this is a long title, became a Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for the European and NATO policy at the United States Department of Defense in the Ronald Reagan administration.
I hated every word of that.
Yeah.
That was like 22 words.
Too many words.
And each one was worse than before.
Yeah.
That was too many words for too many tabs, which you should like and subscribe, by the way.
Please.
Give us 5 stars on all of the platforms. Find our Patreon at pearlmania500.net and more. So you can hear things like the what was it again?
No, I don't want to read it again.
Read it again.
The Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for the European and NATO policy at the United States Department of Defense.
In the Ronald Reagan administration.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that one of Donald Trump's friends.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to call him his best friend.
No.
Because we actually talked about his best friend.
We already know who his best friend is.
It's Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yeah.
It was Vince McMahon from the WWE. Did a whole episode about it. It's fucking crazy. But so Ronald Lauder goes and gets a government job.
Yep.
Where his job is NATO.
Yeah.
And then his best friend becomes president. He was basically tired to be like, we should fucking get rid of NATO. You know what I hate? NATO. It's annoying to say, honestly. Yeah. I just assume NATO, you know what it doesn't sound like? It doesn't sound like somebody who could get into my country club.
Okay, listen. So after 2 years of that gig, in 1986, Ronald Reagan named him as the United States ambassador to Austria.
Ronald Reagan named Ronald Lauder to be the ambassador to Austria.
Yes.
And this is 1986, so he's 42.
Yeah.
Which is our age.
Yeah, he's our age.
Imagine if we were the ambassador to Austria.
Yeah.
Just think about that, everybody, because that's a possibility.
Yeah.
If your mom is rich enough, you too could be the ambassador to Austria. Austria, crazy pick.
Specific.
But also, it's one of those ones where ambassador jobs are weird.
Yeah.
Because you need to have like really good trained ambassadors for the important countries.
Yeah.
And then there's other countries like you can just put fucking any idiot
over there.
And all their job is like every now and then literally their job is dinner.
Yeah.
The people actually
I would be so good at ambassador.
You would be so good at ambassador. Oh my God.
I would just like eat dinners, have conversations,
David,
mingle.
David, you'd be so good at ambassador.
Thank you.
I fucking, yeah. Oh, what are we doing today? I don't know, but it's a brunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting dressed up.
Oh
We're
my
using
God.
our Estee Lauder brand perfumes and makeups and going out, having a nice meal, shaking hands, exchanging business cards.
What are we here to talk about today? Today we're going to push back against human trafficking while here with the brands from Nestle.
Uh-oh.
That's how it goes.
That's literally how it goes.
You have to be like, guys, hashtag save our girls. Anyway, here's Alan Dershowitz.
So 3 years later in 1989, he decides he's going to run for mayor of New York City.
Ronald Lauder's running for mayor?
Ronald Lauder's running for mayor of New York City in 1989.
1989. So he was like, listen, if this works out, Zohran Mamdani will never happen.
He lost the primary.
Fuck yeah, he did.
To Rudy Giuliani.
Oh, no. He lost. How long was Rudy mayor?
Well, this was a Republican primary.
Yeah.
And Rudy didn't win this election either.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
Oh, so this was just like, you lost to the loser?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
But I did find out that one of Ron Lauder's campaign managers was Roger Ailes of Fox News fame.
Y'all, that's, oh my God. Oh my God. He had Satan himself with his campaign manager.
And they still lost.
So people don't know, Roger Ailes was not only was he the head of Fox News, and he's the reason how they built the right-wing media machine.
Yeah.
He came in, worked with Rupert Murdoch to build all this different stuff out. Roger Ailes also worked in the Nixon-Ford, kind of crossover moment there when Richard Nixon was impeached.
Yeah.
And removed and had to quit being the president. And they brought in Gerald Ford. There were 3 guys that were really, really instrumental in the Ford White House. One of them was Dick Cheney, who's still dead. Donald Rumsfeld, also dead.
Yes.
And then the last one was Roger Ailes, dead, and I'm going to find that bathroom. But in that case, the 3 of them sat around, and they basically were like, how could we make sure, not to make sure we never have another Nixon.
Yeah.
How can we make sure that if we have another Nixon, they will never be held accountable? And they basically designed Fox News and the right-wing echo chamber in a way for people, for the right to be able to retreat into. So for the fact that this dumb motherfucker had basically Republican Machiavelli as his guy and couldn't even win the Republican primary, that's crazy.
A newspaper writer discussing Ron Lauder's campaign wrote, quote, "He seemed out of step with most American Jews. He ran to the right of Rudolph Giuliani, and on Israeli issues, he was a vocal supporter of the Likud party with long-standing ties to Benjamin Netanyahu."
There it is. It's crazy. It's crazy how many motherfuckers are tied in directly to Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Because, his best friend, Ronald Lauder's best friend, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You know who his son-in-law is?
What's his name?
Jared Kushner.
Kushner.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about a crazy fun fact about Jared Kushner?
There's no fun facts about that guy.
Benjamin Netanyahu slept in Jared Kushner's bed.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so the Kushners were also very close friends with Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah.
And one time Benjamin Netanyahu came to visit.
Okay.
And he needed a place to sleep. And they were like, oh, well, our kid will sleep on the couch. You can sleep in our kid's room.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that's how tied in all of this shit is.
You know who else is friends with Jared Kushner?
Who?
Theo Von. Here's a picture.
Oh, look at him. Oh, wow. And now we'll put up a picture of Theo Von talking to RFK Jr.
Uh-oh.
And then we'll put up a picture of Jared Kushner's plans on how he's going to build data centers in Gaza.
Okay.
I just wanted to put all that together just to tie it all in.
Ron Lauder spent $14 million of his own money on this race.
And that's in 1989.
And
money.
he did not win.
That's in 1989. Again, just to remind everybody, he could have taken this money and he could have built an orphanage.
Yeah.
He could have taken this money.
He could have done cool stuff.
He could have done that. He could have built a school, a library.
Anything.
Again, they don't do that.
They don't do that anymore.
They don't do that no more.
He did actually, in 2001 though, it's a while later, he opened an art gallery. Okay. It's called, I cannot figure out how you're supposed to pronounce this. It looks like New to me. Neue. New. The New Gallery in New York is an art museum dedicated to the art from Germany and Austria from the early 20th century.
Got it. So this is like one of those weird German ways of pronouncing it. This is like a Central European way. It's not French.
Yeah.
It's not Neue Galerie. It's more like Neue Galerie. Sorry, that was too loud. That was too loud. That was too loud.
So
I got very Octun, baby.
So in June of 2006, Ron Lauder purchased my second favorite Klimt portrait, the Adele portrait, Adele Bloch-Bauer, by Gustav Klimt for $135 million.
Wait, Klimt, the famous painter.
Yeah.
He spent $135 million.
Yeah.
Is this The Kiss? Is that what the one you're talking about?
No, it's not The Kiss.
Which one is this
This
one?
is, it's a portrait of Adele. It's
Adele
beautiful,
the singer?
No, come on.
Well, you just keep saying Adele like I know what it is.
The lady's name is Adele. I'll show you a picture of it.
Show me a picture of it.
This is the Adele painting.
Oh, okay. I've seen that one.
Yeah.
I know of that one.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Everybody knows The Kiss. That's the most
it's
iconic
the most famous
one.
Not my favorite.
That's not your favorite?
The Adele one is my second favorite. My favorite is Judith. You want to see Judith?
Oh, is that a head?
Yeah, she beheaded him.
Oh, okay.
It's in the Bible.
Okay, so it's a lady named Judith from the Bible holding a head, and their whole entire thing's covered in gold.
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay. It's not $135 million worth of gold on that painting, though, right? It's gold lame that Klimt put on everything?
Yeah, he painted them, and then he did, like, gold lame on there.
Got it. But we're not an art history podcast.
No.
We are a comedy history podcast.
But I needed to tell you about this because Ron Lauder is big into art.
He's big into art.
Loves art. This is like big part of his personality. He loves art.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons he opened an art museum. But also because of the art is how I found out that he's in the Epstein files.
What?
Let's take a break.
Stop paying too much for wireless just because you always have. Mint Mobile is here to fix that. Same coverage, same speed, unlimited talk, text, and data without the inflated price tag. For a limited time, get 50% off a 3, 6, or 12-month plan. All on the nation's largest 5G network. We made the switch, and we feel strong and powerful about it, don't we, Mrs. P?
We absolutely do.
We love it. Every single day, I look at our phone plan and think about how much money we're saving while getting the same great service that we get from other carriers. You can bring your current phone and number over to Mint. No long-term contracts, no hassle. Mint makes it easy with a 7-day money-back guarantee. Ready to stop paying more than you have to? For a limited time, new customers can make the switch to get unlimited premium wireless for just $15 per month. Switch now at mintmobile.com/tabs. That's mintmobile.com/TABS. Upfront payments of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for the 12-month plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Over 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. Additional terms apply. See mintmobile.com for details. I have the bottle. If we spend too long on the Epstein files,
Okay.
I will squirt you.
Okay, please
But you're
don't.
here to tell me.
I really like this cardigan.
I like the cardigan too. I
Thank
like that it
you.
has birds on it. It
Thank
looks
you.
very nice. Seems very comfy.
It is nice.
But what I'm here to say, Mrs. P, is you said that Ronald Lauder
Yes.
is in the Epstein files.
You found him there. Found him in there.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. Isn't it weird that every podcast now I have to put people in a search engine to just check?
Isn't it weird? Isn't it weird that every podcast that we do about someone who's been alive anywhere in the last 100 years, you then have to go to justice.gov/Epstein, click yes, I am over 18.
Yes, I'm 18.
Then type in somebody's name and then go, wait a second, is this... Okay, was this just an email blast? Or no, that was direct.
Yeah.
That was direct to him.
That email did say, I would like to buy Whitney Cumming tickets.
Never gonna drop it.
Never.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. I do personally think that some modern art, and specifically art dealers, are just fronts to wash money. And I'm saying that for no specific reason.
Okay. I understand. I
You know what I
understand.
mean?
You can just say that, but
Okay.
also like that is 100% a thing.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing with rich people.
Yeah.
Where they go and they invest. I think Jay-Z laid this out in one of his songs.
Yeah.
There literally is like a Jay-Z song where he is laying all of this out.
Yeah, it's like you buy the expensive piece of art,
Yeah.
and then that money can go to like an LLC or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or that the artist has that you help them set up. And then when you buy it, it promotes their name, and then your art that you bought goes up in value.
Yeah.
But that money transaction, that could go anywhere.
Yeah, it's also a thing too of then when they loan it to the museums or
Yeah.
all these other different things, the museum has it, but it's actually in trust for this thing over here.
It's all
it's
weird.
all weird ways to wash and clean money in
Yeah.
ways that are disgusting.
Yeah.
And all of this stuff should be in a museum.
Okay, so Ronald Lauder
Okay.
can be found in the Epstein files.
Okay.
Because in 2013, he was talking to Jeff because Jeff was the middleman for Ron to become business partners with this guy, Leon. Now, Leon and Ron get together and start an LLC that I swear to God is named Friends Ventures LLC.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you're telling me that Ronnie and Leon. By the way, is it Leon Black?
Yeah, that's his name, Leon Black.
Leon Black. It's Leon Black?
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is.
Okay. So Ronald Lauder and Leon Black set up a business called Friends Ventures LLC.
Yep.
And how is Epstein involved?
He was like the middleman. Like he introduced them and then he was like giving them advice on how to broker the deal for this art piece they wanted to buy with the LLC.
Okay.
And so they did. They purchased a piece of art called, I swear I'm going to like really ruin this name, Jawas Build. It's very strange. They paid $25 million for this piece of art. Here, let me show you a picture of it.
Okay. It looks like art. It looks like modern art
yeah,
type
it
of
looks like
stuff.
modern art,
Whatever.
yeah.
That doesn't look like $25 million to me, but that's not me.
That's what I mean. I looked at it and I said, what are they washing this money for?
Yeah, but also, okay, so you have Ronald Lauder and Leon Black. I can't believe this. Are the two of these guys are in the emails with Jeff Epstein. And Jeff Epstein is like brokering this whole
he's
thing?
like, yeah, Ron, let me introduce you to Leon. Yeah, he's also interested in art.
Okay.
Why don't we do some business together so you guys can buy this?
So
and
they
then
buy it?
They buy it, and the whole thing, there's like a quote from Jeff who says, he describes the agreement and says that they're each going to use the piece of art for 2 years, and then the other one gets it for 2 years, every 2 years until death. That's the contract they signed with each other.
So they're just passing this piece of art back and forth together. But then again, with the way it's Epstein, you're like,
yeah, that's mean. I don't know.
Like, why the fuck would you go to Jeff Epstein for that?
Listen,
This is just, by the way, the deal he came up with, that is, I swear to God, that's like a fantasy draft trophy.
Yeah.
That's the same thing of like, oh yeah, you both won the fantasy draft this year. Well, I guess we gotta just, every 6 months it stays at your house.
Yeah.
Then 6 months it stays at mine.
They paid $25 million for it, though.
This is crazy.
Who's Leon Black? Are you going to explain that to me?
No, I don't have the time.
Okay.
It's just know that when they're talking right now, we're literally recording this as Prince Andrew was just arrested.
Yeah.
Leon Black's name has come up a lot in the Epstein files. There's been very specific allegations against him. His son also works in the Trump White House. So this is one of those things where there's like, again, because there's so many rich people and connected people who then have a lot of family members that are then used in these alliances, you can easily see the web together. And I'm not even gonna get the board for this, but it's just, you can start to see the web. But Leon's name specifically comes up around some really fucking horrific things.
Got it. So art is his passion. Outside of like this weird deal I found in the Epstein files, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to Ronald Lauder, he does love art.
Okay.
Art is his passion. But I think Ronald Lauder's true love is Israel.
God damn it. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And now, listen. We literally do not have enough time to go into the hundreds of ways he has invested his time, money, and influence to support Israel. So I just want to do a blanket statement.
Okay.
He is passionate about Israel and supports a lot of causes about Israel and also supports a lot of causes to fight anti-Semitism.
Okay.
So like that, it's like a big part of his whole personality and life.
And a lot of this is tied in with very specifically Likud, Netanyahu, and Benjamin Netanyahu's direct responses on how to weaponize anti-Semitism when it comes to social media and other different things.
This is why in 2022, when Trump was not president, he hosted far-right short dork Nick Fuentes at Mar-a-Lago. Ron Lauder, who was at the time the head of the World Jewish Congress, openly condemned Trump and potentially threatened to withhold future contributions, stating, quote, Nick Fuentes is a virulent anti-Semite and Holocaust denier, plain and simple. It is inconceivable that anyone would associate with him.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this was the moment when Trump had Kanye, he had Nick Fuentes, and he had Milo Yiannopoulos. Though the three of them came down to Mar-a-Lago, and it was a very big moment.
Yeah.
It was what put Nick Fuentes on a lot of people's radar for the first time. Some of us knew who he was. We were like, weird little Nazi over there. It was a weird little Nazi server.
Yeah.
There was that. But then it was also part of the Kanye freakout, the general Kanye freakout. And then Milo, you also just saw Milo coming back up. And this is right before Elon bought Twitter.
Yeah.
So this was people, I think at that point in time, I think that Milo and Nick Fuentes were both banned from Twitter at that time. But they weren't banned from Mar-a-Lago. And so when that moment happened, this was actually a debate kind of between MAGA on the insane Zionists and neo-Nazis and which base to cater to.
Yeah.
And it sounds like Ronald Lauder and Miriam Adelson won the debate.
Yeah.
With billions and millions of dollars.
Yeah. Can I just tell you something?
Yeah.
So I'm writing this episode. Tick.
Yeah.
I was writing it. And I was again becoming frustrated because I just wanted to talk about Estée Lauder. And then when I saw Nick Fuentes' name pop up, I got so mad.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't want to be one of those episodes.
Yeah.
Did you know that she invented gifts with purchase?
Who? She?
Estée Lauder.
Oh.
Estée Lauder invented the idea of gift with purchase.
Okay, I understand. All right. She also apparently invented Ronald Lauder, though.
I know.
So, I mean, like,
okay.
that's kind of where the problem I have.
I know.
Is like, it just, I understand we don't want to, you can't keep everybody based on the sins of everybody else, but, like, this is her son.
I know.
Okay.
Okay, so.
But so he basically turned to Trump. He was like, you got to pick that weird twink neo-Nazi.
Yeah, no, he didn't. As soon as Trump got back in the White House, Ronald Lauder was back in, baby.
Oh, yeah, of course.
In March 2025, he gave $5 million to the MAGA Incorporated Super PAC.
I love that it's called MAGA Inc.
Yeah,
That's
MAGA
crazy.
MAGA Inc. PAC.
Yeah, MAGA Inc. is crazy. Like, that's straight up, like, gangster shit.
Yeah.
Like back when you had like rappers, remember when they're like, it's gangster rap, and they'd be like, oh my god, over here, murder row, death row, and all this different stuff. And it was like, if you had one just called MAGA Inc., he'd be like, here they come.
Yeah, pretty
They can't
cool.
keep a beat, but they do for some reason control our government and hang out with pedophiles.
Ronald Lauder was reportedly among the guests at an exclusive candlelit dinner with the president. Tickets were $1 million each.
$1 million.
Payable to MAGA Incorporated.
Make the check out to cash.
Yeah.
No, MAGA Inc. It's so crazy. It's
Yeah.
just so crazy. Like the part that's wild is this would be funny if this was 60 years ago.
Yeah.
Like if this was like years and years ago, but instead I'm like, and they're currently in charge. Great.
Great.
Okay.
Weeks
We
af-
have to pay taxes.
Do
You know
we?
that?
Do we?
I mean, just saying, like, that's just the thing.
Weeks after Lauder's MAGA Incorporated donations, the U.S. and the Ukraine signed a deal to jointly exploit Ukraine's minerals.
Oh.
The lithium deposit was the first to be tendered under the minerals deal.
Okay.
This month, the Ronald Lauder Consortium reportedly won rights to it.
To the Ukrainian lithium deposit.
Yeah, that's according to The Guardian.
You know what's crazy is, so lithium's needed for batteries and stuff
Yeah.
like that, especially in EVs and things, and it's used in a lot of different stuff. But actually, there's a very interesting thing that's happened, which is we just found $1.5 trillion dollars worth of lithium in the United States underneath a super volcano.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, ugh. But it's one of those things where, like, how rare is anything? There's always this moment. It's like when we thought we were going to run out of helium.
Oh, yeah.
We recently found, there's a meme about it. It's like this cycle of, we're running out of this thing. And then some farmer stubs their toe on the biggest deposit ever known of it in
Yeah.
America. Because, we are a continent. So.
So, yeah, Zelensky even came out and named Ron Lauder as part of this, consortium that's hoping to exploit lithium.
Yeah.
And he came out and was like, I can't deal with you guys, blah blah. But yeah, I mean, it does seem
I remember
to me,
this. I remember when this contracts was starting to come up, this
Yeah.
whole thing, because there was a whole thing about the Ukraine-Russian peace deal that they're trying to work towards, and also for the United States to keep backing Ukraine.
Yeah.
We did mafia tactics, and by we I mean Donald Trump, and he straight up was like, if you want us to keep giving you guns, then give us your shit.
Yeah.
That was straight up.
If you want me to remove ICE from your city, give me your voter rolls.
Yeah, it's that same thing.
He's so mafia
But
committed.
it's MAGA Inc., baby. MAGA Inc. We got we're being run by the PayPal mafia, MAGA Inc., and then a cabal of fucking email nerds.
Yep.
Fucking bunch of incel email nerds sitting around all day. I had so much fun at your island, Jeff. I'm having Jeffrey Epstein withdrawal. You fucking bags of shit. Meanwhile, Prince Andrew's the one? That's the one that's in cuffs? Andy from Norfolk.
I can't even get mad at you for bringing all this up because I brought it up.
You brought it up!
I just wanted to talk
I didn't
about
even
Estée Lauder. No.
Ah!
Can I tell you what happened?
Yeah?
Okay. Listen, how about this? We'll take a break. And when we come back,
Everything smells lemony fresh.
I don't think you cleaned that bottle.
I haven't cleaned it well enough.
We'll take a break. We come back. I want to talk to you a little bit about Estée Lauder.
Okay. Handle your finances and forgotten subscriptions with Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscription, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money helps you set goals and stay on budget by giving you personalized insights on your finances. See all your subscriptions in one place and cancel with just a few clicks. And I have to say, Mrs. P, since we picked up Rocket Money, I've saved a ton of money.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, because you know what's happened?
What?
Over time, so many services have switched to subscription. Auto renewals to get a discount here or there, or other different things that I didn't even realize I signed up for to save a couple bucks that's cost me hundreds of dollars in other places.
Absolutely.
And Rocket Money really has shown it all to me on a dashboard that makes it so simple. You can manage it all by your checking, savings, loan, and investment accounts. Rocket Money gives you a clear view of your finances on one screen. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/TMT. That's rocketmoney.com/TMT. rocketmoney.com/TMT. You have a big lift on this.
Yeah.
Because you've wanted to tell me now about Estee Lauder. You've actually wanted to tell me about her for a very long time.
Yeah.
But more importantly than that, you've been wanting to talk about her this entire episode.
The whole time I thought this is what we were
her son
doing.
is a bag of shit.
Yes.
And you front loaded it with here's her bag of shit son.
Because it matters more because
I
he
know.
has his finger in the sauce of Donald Trump.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, 100%. And he's actually
And Estee Lauder's not alive anymore.
yeah, she's dead.
So I was like, well, I need to talk about what's happening now.
Yeah.
But it was upsetting because but I want to tell you a little bit about her.
Okay, tell me about Estee Lauder.
Okay. So Estee Lauder was born Josephine Esther Mentzer in Queens, New York in 1908.
Okay.
Hungarian Jewish immigrants. That's her family.
Okay, got it.
Now, when Estee Lauder kind of put out her biography statements and all of her information, she claimed to be a descendant of European aristocracy. However, that was not true. She just added a little accent mark above her name for flair and lore.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's also this was also a time though. This is way before 23andMe and Ancestry.com, which we talked about last episode, and all these other different things. Where like, listen, there are people out there pretending to be Anastasia.
Yeah.
Remember what I mean? Like people would show up in America and like, back home, I'm a prince.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh,
rich.
Come to my island. No, I just, but more importantly though, is like people would show up all the time and they would pose as royals. There's a whole thing too of like, there was a guy recently, I think he was posing as like a Rothschild. There's all these different people. It's getting less and less now because now you just go look up that person's LinkedIn. It says like, I know that you said that you were like Austrian royalty, but it said here that you worked at Burger King.
Yeah.
On
Imagine
your
having
LinkedIn?
LinkedIn Burger King.
Yeah.
It's very Anna Delvey. Do you know who Anna Delvey is?
Yes.
It's very Anna Delvey.
But again, those type of people like get caught now because of a couple searches.
But now she's an icon. People love Anna Delvey.
Well, yeah,
now.
because it's like that Catch Me With Your Can guy.
Yeah.
Remember that guy? Like apparently that whole thing, by the way, was also fake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of that's bullshit. The Catch Me If You Can storyline is all like horse shit that he made up. But, again, it's like a con artist telling you he was an even better con artist than he was
The
con
whole
artist.
country's built on con artists.
Well, I can't really complain too much.
Yeah.
Like, legit. Like, we're being run by MAGA Inc.
Yeah.
So Estee Lauder.
Estee Lauder.
Yeah.
She became interested in beauty as a young girl. Her uncle was a chemist who had come to live with the family, and he would create velvety skin creams at home in the kitchen. And then they had like a stable out back of the family house, and he turned that into like a laboratory. So from her uncle, she learned how to formulate skin creams.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Just real fast on this. It's a thing I thought about a lot because my dad's a chemist. He's
Yeah.
got a doctorate in chemistry, and I took chemistry in high school and stuff like that. We got away from a world of chemistry sets, like the little kid chemistry sets.
Yeah.
Like when I used to watch like cartoons in the 50s and 60s, they would always be like, they get the little chemistry set, and like the kids would accidentally build a bomb or something like that. You know what I mean? But they were like, oh, the safety. And I feel like we've gotten so far away from like the garage chemistry lab.
Yeah.
Like we have them. They're called meth labs.
Whoa.
But I feel like it's because of the facility aspect of it.
Well,
and
no,
the
I don't.
safety.
I think it has to do something with like how the people. I don't know, like, I don't want to say like the cabal, right?
Yeah.
But like, there is definitely a push for anti-intellectualism
Well,
to the point of like, we don't make little kids sets like that for chemistry. But when you go to the toy store, it's a shopping cart, or like a Target branded shopping cart, or like I was at the Aldi, and in the Aldi middle section, they had the cash register as the play toy.
Yeah.
So you could get an Aldi shopping cart and a cash register.
So you can play Aldi.
So you can play Aldi, but there's not a chemistry set. You know what I mean? Like there's just like a different thing.
I think it's that, but also I think like logistically things have changed. I feel like back in the day, you could like go to a place and be like, yeah, I need sodium chloride, and they're just like hand you like here's a bag of it.
Also,
and
you could go to a toy store.
Huh?
Also, you could go to a toy store.
That's true.
They don't
we don't
exist
have.
anymore.
Yeah, they really.
You got to take your kid to the dog store.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. We took our toddler to a PetSmart.
Yeah.
And
AKA the aquarium.
Real fast to all the parents out there. You got a real little and you don't want to spend aquarium money. You don't want to waste your time trying to find parking at the zoo. Take that kid until they're 3. Take him to a Petco or a PetSmart. Someplace has aquariums. They had kitty day that day.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of cats.
Kitty cat adoption day.
There were people with dogs. And then when he walked down the toy aisle, he was amazed. Because the first thing, it was just all the toys are bright.
Yeah.
And they're dog toys. So it's like,
it was so funny because like other than stores we don't go to anymore.
Yeah.
There are not really like toy stores, toy aisles, but there's like I was cracking up because at the dog store there was Buzz Lightyear and Woody and Disney branded toys, and the baby's just like, what?
Yeah.
And he's never been to like a toy store.
But also there was nothing chokeable because of the dogs.
I didn't
So
realize
but that's the thing is like when we take the kid, like we go to Barnes and Noble, right?
Yeah.
We'll go to Barnes and Noble. Barnes and Noble now is like half a toy store.
Yeah.
And we'll go there and I'm like, okay, there's an age appropriate aisle for him, but obviously he doesn't want to be down that aisle. The one around the corner, that's the aisle he wants to be in with all the pointiest, chokeablest, little tiny cars and trucks and all those different things in there. And I'm just like, this kind of sucks.
Also, they had guinea pigs. He really wants a guinea pig.
Yeah, that's not happening.
He thinks that's really cool. He was like, what is that thing? I like that thing.
No, that's not happening. We're not doing guinea pigs. I don't know. There's just something about...
I think we should definitely let someone who's 2 years old decide how...
No, it's not that. I've always just had a weird thing with guinea pigs.
Why?
I don't know what they are.
Because they're delicious?
No, it's not that. It's just more of like a rat, I understand.
Yeah.
A hamster, a ferret, I understand. I don't know what a guinea pig is good for.
They're the same thing. They're just like cute little critters to have around.
I just don't know.
Rats are smart though.
I know. I feel like
rats are smart.
I feel like you can teach a rat a trick. I feel like I've dealt with ferrets.
Yeah.
That at least seem to have a skill, right? Hamsters are at least tiny.
Yeah.
And so when I get to guinea pig size, I'm like, just get a rabbit.
Yep.
Because it feels like, honestly, can I tell you?
Yeah.
It feels like they're stealing the jobs of perfectly good American rabbits. That's what I think the guinea pigs are doing.
You know what else is delicious? Rabbits. So
During Lent, guinea pigs are not considered. They are like considered fish.
Really?
There's like a Catholic dispensation around guinea pigs.
That's incredible.
Yeah, for South America, it's like crazy.
That's incredible.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Back to Estée Lauder though.
I don't. We're never gonna get through Estée Lauder.
Yeah, we'll try.
Okay, so she meets her husband Joseph Lauder. Originally, his last name was spelled Lauter, but when they moved to New York City, he actually changed his last name to correct the misspelling from when they immigrated from Austria.
Got it. So it was Lauter, and he was like, actually, it's Lauder.
It's
so he actually
Lauder.
fixed it.
He fixed it.
He was going back to the European.
Yeah.
And that's a very common story about everybody who came through Ellis Island or Baltimore. My family came in through Baltimore.
But you can see that this is where we get the Austria.
Yes.
Because they're Austrian.
Yeah.
His dad is.
Oh, the dad is Austrian but Estée herself was Hungarian.
Hungarian Jewish.
But when they left, that was all the same empire.
Yep.
Because it was the Austro-Hungarian Empire.
See?
One empire, 2 kingdoms. Hey, hold on. There we go.
So they welcomed their first son, Leonard.
Okay.
In 1933. Estée did not let motherhood slow her down. She started to really develop her beauty business. She divorced her husband in 1939.
She divorced him?
In 1939. But then they got remarried 3 years later.
Oh.
And in 1944, she gave birth to their second son, Ronald.
Oh, God. So there was actually, we had a chance.
We had a chance.
All right. Everybody, listen to me. If any experimental physicists are watching this show, A lot of people think about different things that we could do. Go back in time. I could stop this thing. Oh, we'll go save Harambe, right? Any of those things. No. You go back to 1939 and you make Estee Lauder's divorce stick. Stick, okay? You go back there and you fall in love with her.
Yeah.
You show her
Romancer.
Romancer real good.
Romance scammer.
You know what?
Show her the crypto.
Bring an iPad. Show her the first 3 episodes of Heated Rivalry. All right? Show her a different world. Actually, that might scare her back.
Yeah, no way.
You never know.
No way. Number one, what's an iPad at that point?
I know. Imagine going back in time and be like, I know, I'll show them this piece of media and that'll change their mind. The whole time, like, how are you holding a thin television the size of a paper?
She loved television, though. We're going to get into that. Okay, so Estee begins selling skincare and makeup at beauty salons.
Okay.
She would go to a beauty salon, a hair salon or whatever, and she'd have her creams with her. And while the women were like sitting under the hairdryer, she'd be like, oh my God, like let me just put some cream on you. You're going to love it. Like, I swear to God.
I love this. Can I tell you?
Yeah.
It's so insane to me because, again, from living in the city, like this, we used to do like this is going to sound insane, but white people used to do this.
Yeah.
And they all, as all the beauty salons got corporatized, all these different places, no, that's not what we do here. That's not what we do here. As that happened, it has killed innovation in this country.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why, like, if you go into a black barbershop, you can get bootleg DVDs and you can get oils and you can have conversations and all these different things.
I know you can get skincare and hair care made by local people in your community
that are tied in through that. Like, that place is a nexus point.
Yeah.
Versus if you go into a white salon, everything is under complete strict control.
Yeah.
Because everything has to go through the same point of sale system.
Yes.
Because they view somebody coming in and doing a skincare thing like that as we could have Estee Lauder do it, or we could go partner with this mega corp over here and have it come in and, we'll put a big...
And then I'll take a commission.
And we'll put a big AI screen on the side and we can show people the different skincares that they could do and then we can ship it off and have it drop shipped.
So she's doing this thing at the hair salons. She's rubbing her lotions everywhere. One of the things she's really trying to do is get her products into department stores.
Of course.
Department stores is where she wants to be. We talked about this in the Macy's episode.
Yes.
Having a little spot in a department store is where the money is at.
Yep.
And she actually, now this is lore. This is like her story told by her, is that she met with one of the executives at Saks Fifth Avenue.
Okay.
And it was a female executive in like the beauty department. And she literally was like, I just want to, like, let me just put my cream on your face for you. And the whole thing is Estee Lauder, I don't know if they had like full estheticians back then, like licensed estheticians, but she understood the idea of facial massage. So she did like a facial massage, probably did a little bit of lymphatic draining, got the creams in there. And then after she put the cream on her face, she applied a little bit of makeup. So the woman's skin looked really nice. And because of that, the buyer from Saks Fifth Avenue was like, immediately, yes, we want to buy $800 worth of your product, blah, blah. And that was her in point to the department stores.
And once you're in Saks, that's, again, the other thing too with the department stores, which I feel like we've lost because of Amazon in particular and Walmart.
Yeah.
Their web stores have destroyed this. There was a point in time where you could go to certain stores, and if that store carried it, it was like a stamp of approval.
Yeah.
That this was a quality product that wouldn't hurt you. Like, there was a time I remember like being able to even go on Amazon, and you felt like, oh, this was versus being on like the rest of the internet.
Yeah.
One of the reasons you went to Amazon before they had logistics and the 2-day shipping and all that shit was you went to it because there was a feeling. Don't know how true it was, but there was a feeling that someone at Amazon has vetted this.
Yeah, not anymore.
But at least also, if there was an issue, I could go send it back through Amazon versus going to, KylesButtPlugs.com or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know who Kyle is, but Jeff Bezos. Oh, wow. Like, there was like a different feeling about Amazon versus that. And it's the same thing with Saks.
Yeah.
Like Saks Fifth Avenue versus like a corner feed store.
Yeah.
It's just the difference. Same thing with Macy's and all these others. But the fact but Saks has always been high end.
Yeah. Saks has always
been high. Always. So the fact that she went from out of her bag at the salon.
Yeah.
To like random women are in curlers under the big dome thing, and this lady comes up, I'm gonna get you.
I need to tell you something.
I'm gonna get you with my
If I'm at the hair salon and I'm under the thing, and a woman comes up and is trying to sell me lotions and ointments, I'm in.
Because you can't go anywhere.
No, not because of that, because we don't do it anymore. I've talked about this on a previous episode because I remember people commenting about it, is that I love, personally, to be upsold. Like when I go to the hair salon and they're like, do you want to pay the extra $15 for the rosemary oil scalp massage? Yes. Or like when we're doing the hair, we're done my hair and she's using this spray and she's like, she says, I think that like this spray would be really good for your hair, blah, 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 and like explains to me what it is and how to use it. Yeah, I'm buying it. They don't do that at hair salons or any other type of beauty salon anymore.
Well, and part of that is because part of that's because they've max paid all of us.
Yeah.
They've gone and they've found what the breaking point is on prices for whether it be our homes, or our food or anything else. It used to be if we go past this certain point, we won't sell as many units. And they stopped caring about the unit sales because they realized, we can make up for them by just charging more to everybody. And yeah, we'll lose that 2% over here. That 2% can't afford it anymore. They're not trying to sell as many units as possible. They're trying to make as much money as possible. And that switch is what's fundamentally broken our country.
Yeah.
When you look at the one big one everyone keeps pointing to is Chipotle. Chipotle has recently said they're going to aim for more of an upper middle class market because they don't want to sell as many burritos at a lower price.
Yeah.
They want to sell less burritos for more than more burritos for less. And that's their entire view of it. And it's just like such garbage shit.
Yeah.
Because that's not how you feed people and that's not how you actually process anything.
Yeah. But I also think I'm coming up from the perspective of like, I love the experience of like the department store experience. Wait, let me finish.
Okay.
The department store experience that like doesn't exist anymore really, which is like you went to a counter and a woman who was very knowledgeable in all of the stuff that was being sold would explain to you in detail how each item worked. You would test it, you would feel it, you would smell it. It was like a whole little adventure. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, that's the thing I love about going to a salon, a spa, used to be a part of a department store. Like I love that. And Estée Lauder fundamentally like invented this.
Yeah, I understand that, and that's what I was gonna say. But also, I think what you aren't catching right now is like, what about mineral rights extraction instead? Okay, what about mineral rights extraction? So then we can build AIs. So then instead of us having to worry about what we're doing here in the flesh world with our meat bodies and trying to impress each other, we can impress an AI girlfriend that exists in my Oculus Rift that is tied to my goon chair. Because that is where the future is, everybody. That's why
this part of the episode is about Estée Lauder, and I'm not going to let you ruin it with whatever gooning is.
I'm not. Okay, first thing, I'm not explaining it. But the second thing is, though, that's also just the shift in time and the difference. I think there was a time where people actually truly cared about half these things you're talking about because they cared about living in this moment. And instead, we've all actually disconnected into a fantasy world of the internet.
Yeah.
And I think that's where things are like coming down to of like, how do I fill this bit of time over here so I look good for this fake number and I get this dopamine receptor over here during this time? That matters more to me than helping my community, than living in a better world with cleaner water or just having nice skin.
Nice skin.
You know, especially when you can just go to Turkey.
Okay, we're not going to Turkey.
But we are going to go to a break. Today's sponsor of the show is somebody who helps protect you. They've been helping protect our family for a very long time, and we want to tell you all about them. It's Delete Me. Delete Me is a service that goes on the internet and removes your information from People Finder, Data Broker, and background check websites. A lot of people think, what's the matter? My data's out there. But what you don't realize is that your data is being bundled up into files that anyone can purchase. We're talking about important information, your name, your phone number, your address, your email address, prior jobs that you've had, and more are all available for anyone to be able to get, which is why a service like Delete Me is so important. They go to these different websites and they demand that your information gets removed. And you can save today on this wonderful service, 20% right now by going to joindeleteme.com/pearlmania20. Go over there, check it out, try out the service, and wait until you see that dashboard and find out all of the critical information that you have about yourself out there for anyone to buy. JoinDeleteMe.com/PearlMania20. Check it out today to save 20%. Once again, that's JoinDeleteMe.com/PearlMania20. I will stop spiraling.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
That's my New Year's resolution right now.
Yeah, okay. In February. So, okay. She gets in the department store.
Estée Lauder.
Right.
Yeah.
Estée Lauder gets in the department store. And the thing is, she doesn't have marketing the same way we do, right? Like it doesn't exist. Like you said, there's not iPads with Instagram ads and all this stuff. And she doesn't have a lot of money to put behind advertising, right? So she goes to like a big advertising company, like from like that TV show with John Hamm.
Mad Men.
She goes like to like the Mad Men thing down in New York, and she meets up with this PR agency, advertising agency, and they're like, number one, you can't afford us, and we don't think that your product is worth the amount of money that you'd have to put behind this, blah. And they're basically really brush her off, and she takes this personally.
Because she takes rejection as redirection.
Yes. So she decides that she's going to come up with her own marketing campaign because she's like, she has this much money to spend, and she can either give it to this marketing company that she fucking doesn't like and do traditional marketing, or she can take this money and invest it in a new way of marketing. And so what she does is she uses that money that was for marketing, and she creates tiny samples of all of her products. And so whenever someone comes to the counter at Saks Fifth Avenue or wherever she is and gets like a bottle of the Estée Lauder cream, they always get 2 free samples of something else, a powder, a little lipstick, a little blush. And so this is her marketing. She's like, I'm going to invest in making teeny tiny products that I give out to everybody. And she immediately saw people come back because they would go home with their cream and then they'd come back and they'd be like, what was that lipstick you gave me? And then they'd buy the lipstick. And then when they got the lipstick, they'd get 2 other free samples. Bing, bang, boom. We just keep it going. So she had this motto that she lived by. Because again, she's in her own sphere when it comes to marketing.
Yeah.
And she said, there are 3 ways to communicate. Telephone, television, and tell a woman.
Wow. So she went through and did basically a whisper campaign for herself.
Yes.
She set up word of mouth.
Yes.
Through the samples.
Yeah.
And how that spread all across
And like this is
Manhattan.
very much what she learned at the beauty salons.
Yeah.
It's like face to face with women. You have to tell the women. She said you have to tell the customers, this is how you use the cream. This is what it's going to do for you. This is how you put on the powder. This is how you put on the lipstick, blah, blah. So she was really into the idea of communicating with the customer directly, and she understood that the marketing was a word of mouth campaign with women.
Got it. You know what's funny is I've heard that saying before.
Really?
Yeah, what was the one you said? It was telephone?
It was telephone, television, and tell a woman.
Yeah, I've heard it, except it was about wrestling.
What?
It was from a pro wrestling podcast where they would have these like old guys come on, and the one they always say over and over and over again, like if you want a rumor to spread, is tell a phone, tell a friend, tell a wrestler. Because he's like, any piece of information, if a pro wrestler would hear it, they immediately would like pick up the phone and they'd start calling like journalists, like dirt sheet writers, or they would tell other wrestlers. They're like, nothing, like everything leaks in wrestling.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, I think that thing was this. No, it wasn't. That was Steve the whole time.
Oh
like,
my
it
God.
wasn't. That masked man, that's actually the right one. So that's very funny that's
Estée Lauder.
Estée Lauder.
So in 1953, in the 50s, right, most American women saved the purchase of fragrance. So the idea of buying a perfume was very much a special occasion treat. You would get a perfume for your birthday, an anniversary gift, Christmas, things like that.
Yeah.
But Estée wanted to find a way for women to buy their own perfume. Right? She wants to sell to women, not to a man to buy the perfume for her.
Got it.
So what she does is she creates, which is you probably don't know this, but it's a very famous scent called Youth Dew, spelled D-E-W.
Okay.
And what she did is she made it into a bath oil scent. So you would put the scented bath oil in your water, and it would actually perfume your skin. So when you got out of the bath, the perfume was already on your skin. And it was a blend of rose, jasmine, vetiver, and patchouli. And this idea of a woman being able to purchase her own perfume, it's not like I'm spraying myself with it. It's different. It's a bath oil.
Yeah.
And it took the industry by storm. It literally took the company from like what we would deem like a startup to a multi-million-dollar company like within a year.
That's crazy. So this is very similar to me of the idea of like bath bombs.
Yeah.
So I think about them, and not because of the perfume part. I think about the fact of again, what you're saying. So the women weren't supposed to go to the perfumist.
Yeah.
Because those guys were basically chemists.
Yeah.
And so that was supposed to be two men talking because they're talking about technical jargon. They'd come in and be like, oh, well, you said I must get a little bit of this, and I use this, and I have to drop a little bit of the ambergris and all this different stuff. And, oh, a woman's brain could never possibly follow through with any of these different things. We are talking about fragrance here.
Yeah.
No, you, the discernible gentleman, must pick the smell that you wish to smell on your wife as you ravage on her birthday.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. But anyway, that was the thought process. The reverse of that, though, is bath bombs. Because bath bombs are bubble bath. They are Nickelodeon GAC bubble bath. Every time I've ever seen a bath bomb, it is never a color that I would say is adult.
Yeah.
It is always a purple. It's a neon green. It's an orange. It's always a thing. And you throw it in there and it fizzes.
It's incredible.
And it makes big foam.
I love it.
And it smells often kooky.
Yeah.
Bath bomb smells are kooky.
Sometimes they're kooky.
And so you take all that different stuff, but again, she's doing this for like, no, but then you'll be erudite and it'll feel good and you'll like, it'll just smell you like. Because obviously she's crafting a smell she likes, which she knows other women will like. It's just so funny.
So After Youth Do blows up.
It's so crazy that if she didn't create that, Greenland would be safe.
Okay. So the business continues to thrive over the next decade. And as it expands, so again, we're in a department store. You got to picture a department store, specifically the beauty section. The section you always try to rush me out of.
Because I get headaches from the perfume.
I know. And I don't care. I want to touch and smell things.
It's the mix of all the perfumes.
It's my favorite
It's always
place
been
in
a thing
store.
for me. I know, and I go past
You
it.
just go to the shoes. You're like, I'll be over here. And I'm like, ooh, let me touch all the
Because it
things.
smells like leather.
So here's the thing. Estee and her husband are running the company. Okay, together they run it. And then Leonard, the older son, he's also really involved. He's like the executive, right? His wife is also really involved. I forget her name. I don't think I wrote it down. But Leonard and his wife and Estee and Joe, these are the four people really doing stuff.
Okay.
Ronald is there. He's not as involved. He's very worried about Austria or something.
Yeah.
Okay. But so Leonard has this idea of, let's call it like pseudo competition. Right? So basically, you know how when you're in those beauty counters, you're like, this one is Estée Lauder, this one is Clinique, this one is Aramis, this is this, right? And they're all the different places you can go to try all the stuff, right? A lot of those are just offshoots of Estée Lauder. They created this idea of competition, but the Estée Lauder was across from Clinique. They owned Clinique.
It's a subsidiary.
Yes. And so basically, Estée herself was like, we need to make creams and lotions and face washes that are unscented for people that are allergic to scent. And that's where Clinique comes from. The idea of Clinique is very clean. It's for people that have skin allergies, things like that. But she didn't want to put it in the Estée Lauder line because Estée Lauder is known for its scent. So they bought the next kiosk over and created this idea of like, well, we're different than Clinique. And it's like, they are owned by the same people. And then Aramis is a one that was made for men because they were like, well, we're not selling to men. And the Aramis one's great because if you look at pictures from the 80s, the men have like the little strappies on their thing. They're like old barbershop guys because men were so weird about buying cosmetics that they had to make it like really masculine. So they had like handlebar mustaches and the arm things. And they're like, this is a lotion for your face. And the men are like, ah. And then they did Origins. They did all kinds of, all the different brands were just Estée Lauder expanding. What?
I'm just mad. I'm just mad, man. No, it's fine. They're not the first ones to do it.
I mean,
I feel like other companies have done this. I mean, I know other companies have done this. Just how often do you go down an aisle and you're like, Unilever again?
yeah, it's always Unilever.
It's always Unilever, but like it's that same sort of thing again where they faked competition. I mean, not to bring it back to wrestling,
Okay, go
but
ahead.
I can. When WWE was the number one wrestling company, like the only wrestling company basically in America, Vince McMahon realized immediately they had an issue, which is that before you had WWE fighting WCW.
Yeah.
And so there was a competition between the Coke Pepsi type of idea. And so people had brand loyalty to one or the other. So he took his own company. We had WWE was the main company, and then he divided the brands.
Yeah.
And he had Monday Night Raw over here and SmackDown over here, a red brand and a blue brand. So therefore you could watch which one. Raw might be a little bit more raunchy, but the blue one is a little bit more family friendly because Raw is on cable, but the blue brand is over on broadcast. And so it's that same idea that you're talking about. Oh my God. This is
like Estee Lauder, as of right now, like to jump forward.
Yeah.
They own Clinique, Bobbi Brown, Too Faced, Smashbox, Origins, Dr. Jart, The Ordinary, La Mer, Aveda, Bumble and Bumble, Joe Limone, Le Labo, Killian, Tom Ford, Erin, and MAC.
Yeah.
Because they've gobbled up, they started their own fake competition with their brands, but then they did eventually start buying other brands and gobbling them up.
Well, this is also very similar also to car. That's what I was thinking about. It was car companies. Car companies did it. Car companies did this, have been doing this forever. And so, there's a lot of copying off of that. But again, this is also just this type of stuff that you learn at UPenn in the Wharton School of Business. Just go.
So
fake competition. Pretend you're not a monopoly.
So listen, I have just a couple more things to tell you.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Stop being so upset.
I'm not. Okay. I'm not upset at you. I'm upset at information. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ronald, I remember I told you that Ronald had 2 daughters.
Yes.
Okay. They're both executives at Estee Lauder currently.
Okay.
Right? There's one lady. Her name is Erin. Aerin.
Okay.
Erin. Now, this is funny, and I laughed really hard when I saw this because there is a company that Estee Lauder owns called Erin, and it's like a fragrance company brand. And so I looked it up. She is the executive of that brand. She named it after herself. An incredible move. Listen, Estee Lauder did it.
Yeah.
This is just family stuff. You
That's
just
just
name
a
it after
family
yourself.
thing.
But then, okay, there's Erin and Jane. Guys, that's crazy.
That's a wild.
That's Erin and Jane?
This is like my kids, Moon Unit and Steve.
Yeah. So anyway, Jane is also an executive within Estee Lauder, and she's married to a man named Kevin Warsh. Do you know who Kevin Warsh is?
Why does that name sound familiar?
He is going to be nominated by Donald Trump to be the chair of the Federal Reserve.
Oh my God!
When Powell's term expires in 2026.
Oh my God! And he's in the Epstein files. He's in the Epstein files too. It was like a huge thing that came in. They're like, you just said this guy's name yesterday. What?
That's Jane's husband.
Jane, what are you doing? Also,
Yeah.
you can't really talk too much shit on the Erin
No?
for being the CEO of Erin
Why?
because promania500.net, where you can join to support us on Patreon and get ad-free
use your
content. Yeah, and find out more information about future tour dates and other fun things.
Yeah.
And get access to some of our Patreon paywalled podcasts with more parasocial promaniac passions.
Good job. I'm really proud of you for that.
Thank you. I got it in there.
1973, Lauder reduces her role at the company from day-to-day operations. She resigns her post as president, but stays on as chairman of the board.
Mm-hmm.
Her oldest son, Leonard, takes over running the family business.
Okay.
Joseph passes away in 1983. And the death of her beloved husband, Joseph, what she does to honor his legacy and name is she creates an institute. The Institute of Management and International Studies at the University of Pennsylvania, the Lauder Institute.
Shut the fuck up. Okay. Wait, he died in 83?
Yeah.
How do you always bring it back to Philadelphia?
I don't know.
I don't know how you're
It's a
able to
skill?
do this. I don't. Is it?
No, I didn't mean to.
It's 6
I
degrees
thought we
of
were going
Kevin.
to talk about lipsticks.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, whose dad designed Love Park, mind you.
Yeah, in Philadelphia.
Which is insane. It's like, ah!
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's really my last piece of information.
Okay.
How you feeling?
Bad. What do you want from me?
I don't know.
I feel terrible. I feel terrible. I mean, it's just so
we
wild.
got to give people a light note
I
to
understand.
leave the episode on.
It's the fact that you tied it all together, and now I'm slowly starting to realize that Ronald Lauder's son-in-law is going to be the chairman of the Federal Reserve, who will be the one who sets future mortgage rates as the entire economy collapses because Ronald Lauder's best friend is a president who is trying to distract everyone from the Epstein files.
Yeah.
So he's going to invade Greenland probably or something. I don't know. By the time this app comes out, by the time this comes out, we probably will have bombed Iran again.
Okay, so here's something. I want to bring up a little bit of a controversial take I have.
Okay.
Can I speak?
I mean, it's a podcast.
Well, no. So here's the thing. A lot of people right now on the internet, understandably so, is like this idea that everything we consume is political, right? And so many people online have been calling for people to boycott Estée Lauder as a brand.
Yeah, I remember seeing this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because not only is he in the Epstein files, he has made huge donations to Israel. And so people have been saying for a while, like, you should boycott Estée Lauder and Estée Lauder brands.
Yes.
Right? And I agree with that, actually. I'm like, listen, I'm not buying Clinique. I'm not buying Bobbi Brown. I'm not doing those things. But this is my controversial take.
All right,
this is my controversial take. And in the comments, let me know if you disagree, agree,
light her up,
whatever. There's a gray area, a nuanced discussion to be had about a specific brand.
Okay.
And that's MAC.
What about MAC?
Okay, MAC Cosmetics was purchased by Estée Lauder. Okay. And so I've seen people online being like, we should boycott MAC, which is fine. If you want to boycott MAC, do it. I personally don't feel like we should, or I'm not going to boycott MAC for a very specific reason. Okay. MAC, in my experience, I've been a MAC customer for like 30 years. One of the first lipsticks I ever purchased in my life, I bought at MAC. I went and got my makeup done by MAC for our wedding. I still have the blush that I wore to our wedding and like a secret area where I'm never going to use it. Like, I really love MAC. And the thing that I have always loved about MAC is they had inclusion and DEI before anybody had a name for it, you know? And so MAC is a huge employer of the LGBTQ plus people of color. It is a creative and safe company for people from these marginalized groups to have jobs and income where they get to be creative. Like, every person I've ever known that works at MAC is like, loves it. They're obsessed with their job at MAC. They love all the training they get. They go on to like do a lot of beauty, makeup, maybe work in film and movies. Like, a lot of your favorite people that make content around beauty worked at MAC growing up. Like, I even know Trixie Mattel worked at MAC. Okay. Like, MAC teaches a lot of people how to do makeup, and it's such a specific, safe environment for groups of people that have a hard time finding employment in certain places. And so for me, I feel like I don't want to take my dollar out of MAC when I want to keep the 14,000 employees they have employed. You know what? I don't want to hurt people on the ground like that's their job and they love their job. And like, I don't know, it's like my brain is like, there are a lot of companies that people work at that they have shit bosses that are doing shit things. And I don't think that just because Ronald Lauder fucking sucks, that the LGBTQ plus community that works at MAC should suffer or potentially lose income. And I feel like that's a really like thing to say that people might not agree with.
Well, I think it's a difficult thing to be clipped.
Yeah.
Like, it's a difficult thing.
Don't clip it.
No, but it's a difficult thing, like standing on its own, because these days when it comes to any sort of thought around everything, it gets down to one or two sentences. Yeah. Right? And the other side of it, though, is, as we've talked about on the show repeatedly, when we talk about this mega level of wealth, when we talk about the size of these corporations, when we talk about the international conglomerates, there's almost a part of you where you almost can't get away. Yeah. A lot of people try to remind everyone all the time there's no ethical consumption under capitalism.
Exactly. Yeah.
You try to remind it, you try to get reminded about it because there are choices. There are plenty of people who go to Target every single day.
That's crazy.
We aren't one of them, but there are people who we can argue about that. There's all these different sides. So I understand. I hear where you're coming from. Yeah. People are going to disagree. Yeah. They're welcome to.
Of course.
That's all there is to it. And I have been informed before we recorded this show that the Woker makeup is actually MAC makeup. So I can't say shit.
It is.
Because we went to a store. I had no idea. But also I had no idea about the Estée Lauder and it's usually aimed specifically at Mac over everybody else, is the
Yeah.
one that's brought up, because the people who they typically get, specifically Chapel Roan,
Oh, yeah.
for a Mac spokesperson,
Yeah.
are people who are also more likely to speak out. So this would be very similar to, I was looking at something pretty recently, and who's the guy who played Incredible Hulk?
I don't know.
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
I was doing a thing and I looked and they had said, oh, they had a thing from Mark Ruffalo. And then my next thought was like, well, Mark Ruffalo is for it. It must be okay.
Yeah.
And then I went, oh, that's exactly how this works
Yeah.
for sponsors. Like, that's exactly how this works. But some people will see stuff and go, oh, I trust this person's politics. And then they take a stand for
Yeah.
a company, or they become a spokesman, or they take a job. And then what that kind of looks like somewhere else. And they try to look at putting things together. But it's when you look at those things and you
Yeah.
ask yourself, what has the owner of the company you work for do every single day when they go back out there? Again, we're not saying it's good.
No. Listen, I'm not. No. I'm just saying on a personal level, like, I know so many people that work at Mac. I have so
Yeah.
many friends, and I personally don't want to like divest my small amount of money that I put into purchasing cosmetics, potentially making it so that they can't make rent or that they can't go on a vacation or do whatever they do with their money.
Which would just leave more right-wing coded things in the spaces.
Yeah.
That's just how that goes.
And I also am just
Yeah.
like, listen, I buy my Viva Glam lipstick. You know that the Viva Glam has donated over $540 million to different nonprofits that help people with AIDS.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's the thing is like, I'm personally just like, I will boycott all the other Estée Lauder brands, but I just like, there's something in my brain that's like, I don't want to hurt the staff of Mac. And I know that's controversial, but I felt like I needed to say it. Have a great week, guys.
Yeah, guys, have a great week. And we'll see you next week right here on Too Many Tabs every Sunday at noon.